Hi, my name is Anna. I'm on the boards as Asri84. I have the blog The Imperial Boot, and I've been meaning to make these videos forever, and I'm finally getting around to it. But today for this session, I wanted to show you simple things that will make your putting on boots easier, some tools of the trade. So these are socks. These are called Zocs with a Z. They're stretchy, as you can tell. They have a little bit of stretch. They're thin, and these work. I have this pair. These are my old pair. They're like getting kind of, I've had these since high school, so these are like 10 years old. These are a little bit newer. They have a fun design. They do have plain black for like the guys who don't want, pretty flowers on them. And I found these at Hot Topic last night, and they are very same kind of stretchy material, so they work good with tall boots. Now, why do I want these kind of socks? I do wear regular socks. I'll usually wear like a short pair of socks because there's not really much padding between the boot and your foot. So I'll wear a nice sock. Depending on the season, it might be thicker, it might be a little bit like thin, but right now I'm not wearing any socks. But I'll put these over my pants, my breeches, so that they have, when you take the boot off, it comes off a lot easier because of the stretchiness of the material of the sock. Because if you see, I'm wearing my breeches. This one, depending on like your style, like Cosplay Skies I think are a little bit thinner, so they're a little bit slicker, but like these are like the thick Garbandine. I have more of the thicker material. They're not as grippy as like my actual riding breeches, so it's not terribly hard to get them off. Thing about tall boots is you really want them to fit fitted. You don't want any gaps. So if you put your tall boots on your feet and they're tight, but they're not like, if your calf feels like it's pulsing because it's not getting enough oxygen, that means it's too tight. But if it's tight and it's uncomfortable, but you can still walk with it without passing out or sweating profusely because you're going to pass out, then it's fine. Everything else will break in. I have never taken any of my boots to a cobbler. They've always been a pain in the rear, and that's how they're supposed to be. It's kind of like, when I was going from a young horseback rider, I graduated and it was a coming of age. I strapped those boots on and I died for a few weeks. Horseback riders have a easier time breaking boots than, say, someone who's just using for costume, because the activity of riding the horse actually will help break in the boot much quicker. So if you get a new pair of boots and they fit, as long as the foot fits, the calf feels nice and tight and not too killing you tight, then you've got a perfect boot. But to help you get the boots on, and I'll have a different video, but this is just the tools of the trade. These are boot pulls. Sometimes they're called, I forgot what other name I saw them listed as, but these are actually not matching. These are actually, this one's actually my original boot pull. The other one is in the truck, and this other twin is in the truck as well. So I have boot pulls everywhere because I do ride. I have them in my truck and my car and somewhere up in my room. So they're cheap. They're usually $7 to $12. Sometimes if you get like the uber crazy brand, they might be a little bit more expensive. Invest in a pair of these. You won't regret it. Actually, I don't even know how you get on your boots, the pull-on boots without these. I have gotten pull-on boots without them, but it's pain in the butt. And then this sucker is a boot jack. It takes that sucker off your foot, and there's different kinds. I prefer a good wooden one. I actually would want the wooden one with the kind of a circlet, so that it actually, like, it's more leverage for your foot to slip off of. So this is my good old boot jack. Again, I've had this since I was a kid. My first pair. Even my dad uses it. So this thing is about 15 years old. As you could tell, it's in good shape. We have a cheap plastic one as well that we don't like because it's not as sturdy, but yeah, my dad uses this to take off his cowboy boots. So it's dual purpose. So if you have other types of boots, it's a good investment. So pretty much you put your foot in and you slide it off. They have other things that are a little bit more crazier. Some other things that you could invest in when you have boots is I forgot the name of it, but it's like an ankle. It shapes the ankle, keeps the ankle in shape. Well, not the foot. And it's cedar. You find them in cedar. The cedar keeps the smell, and also it's like kind of like a long piece for the shaft of the boot. So because the problem with the boot is you don't want it to break too much down in the ankle, then it sags. So it helps keep the boot from creasing too much in the ankle. You know, leather quality is very dependent on different things, but we'll go over that when I show you all the boots. So that's the first video. Ask any questions. You can email me or hit me up on the officer forums.